Hey guys. Okay, so hopefully it looks a lot brighter than the last other videos. Actually, this I think this probably would help too. Hold on. Bam, 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 bam. I want the back to be more like bam. Pardon me. I just needed to have my time to people because I work obviously and I'm always doing something, but I I know I'm young now. I literally didn't do anything, which is typically not normal because I'm always doing something in regards to just, productivity. Um, but I guess with what's been going on lately with me uploading a lot of the layout and what people have been doing behind my back, I just wanted to really reserve all my energy really for that. So respectfully, understandably. Okay, so hi. My name is Shalise, and I have been human trafficked for several years. And unfortunately, no one has come to my aid in regards to the justice system. And no one has come directly to me to provide material evidence. So I have just been subjected to a lot of serious abuse, and I've just been observing and collecting material evidence all on my own. So. And I discovered that it was partially the government that has been having their hands and abusing me. And so today's video is called Layout Abusers Tactics because it's for as long as it went on, there were a lot of hands in the cookie jar of corruption. And I just wanted to go into it just right off the bat about like what has happened, what my experience is, anything that I left out. Uh, always go back to and just kind of fill you guys in. But I really just wanted to give you guys most of the material that I've come across, and then anything else, I'm just gonna put it in the video, or put it in a book. Just things that have happened to me because this stuff was unjust and unprovoked, but because they made so much money off of it, and because this was a self-serving situation, a self-serving gain for these people, these abusers, they're doing everything in their power to try to save face and try to make it seem like, oh, this was something that needed to happen. Now, this is in its entirety, this abuse that they made people think that was just some simple bullying isn't simple bullying when you had me surveilled without my notice, obviously without my permission for like 24/7, all this time, and now you guys are making up insane kind of things to say in order to try to cover your ass. So let's get into it. Pardon the background stuff. Because some of those people have been government officials, some of those people have been celebrities, and while I'm not in the business right now to go ahead and discuss or disclose that information, what I do want to disclose is the information surrounding the part about the government officials and the people in the community of Trenton, New Jersey, and mainly the OG abusers who have been harming me for money and for capitalistic gains, including my relatives who are now trying to say, oh, she's crazy and things of that nature. Remember, a lot of you people are watching me without my permission. And I've been talking like nonstop, and you guys thought it was funny. And so whether or not you still think it is funny, it's just like, well, tell me if you still think it's funny when I'm over here, explaining everything. And once I upload the some of the content, speaking of which, I'm just gonna go over the synopsis, and that's probably gonna be for like maybe an hour or 2 hours. I'm gonna try to stop it at that, and then I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna come up on here so that way I can do the picture in picture kind of thing because I want to go over. I told you like the some of the things that I want to actually bring in, like it says, oh, the receipts, like that's what I want to do. So picture in picture, we're gonna be bringing up some of the receipts. So yeah, all right. Here we go. Here we go. I'll be body else. So yeah. Sorry, I do want to have myself in here because I want to be able to. I want to make sure that this is we can easily see this. Bam. And also bam. Yes, this is good. This is great. That is actually really great. Nice. I'm gonna make sure I have a next time if I ever do this kind of thing for anything else, I don't know what I would need that for, but I want to have an easel. And I had an easel before back in the day, but I'm pretty sure it's in storage right now. Can you see anything? Bam, bam, bam. And bam, 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 bam. I'm thinking, hold on. This, and then bam, then I can get me into. Yeah. Pardon me. Chantilly cat. Pardon me. Just gorgeous, hopefully, because I want you also to see it. So bam, 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 and then see this. See me. You see my location and splash. Hopefully you don't see my cat who is lounging about. Okay. Nice. See if you can't do it like this. Make it like that. Here like this. Is this? Okay, perfect. It's friends, family, you kind of get the gist of what's going on here, but I don't think you can get it more so. Can this like be more legible? It fucking is. Alright, guys. 10 minutes. Not, I'm just saying 10 minutes and counting so far, but not 10 minutes. It's going to take me to do this. Yeah. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh Okay, let's just test this out to see what this would look like. Okay. Pardon me. Just want to see what this is going to look like, but I think it's way more better. You can definitely see on how the gist of all this is. I'm just going to take my phone now since she's not needed. To the light. Light. Alright, so my hair is all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. I think I'm going for one more thing. One more thing to do. Scheiße, my love. Okay. Just need to be in my moment. It's calming for me. Alrighty, guys. So, yeah, just having a little calming moment. I got my little water for. All right. This is so ridiculous. Okay, so this is the whole synopsis on everything. Apologies if I. This is a new angle for me, so please bear with me and be patient. Thank you. All right, so this is the situation that I was going over the other day in reference to the mass amount of abuse. You can go ahead and check it out on my channel. It was a previous video. Today is Sunday, December 3rd at 4:47 p.m. Look up the video on December 2nd, and you will find the details of this right here. To just, a brief summary is just that I had started, basically, I was explaining about the friend, the now ex-friend, who claimed to be a best friend, was imitating a lot of the things between my parental guardians, on my maternal side, as well as myself. And every single little step of the way, this person had shown just a little hint of jealousy or a hint of just trying to devalue me. And it was always gaslighting, because like I was like, I am a like a book and street smart kind of person, but it was just like I believe that, when somebody, I'm also a direct person, extremely direct person. So if I'm asking you something of like, oh hey, do we have is there a problem? Do you have a problem with me or anything like that? Then and they say no, well, then that really does cause confusion. And I didn't have the resources as we do today in reference to, matters of gaslighting, matters of manipulation, and people who have, really horrible intentions. And so what happened naturally is just that I've been duped. But something came over me in which I allowed my own thoughts and my own feelings and intentions to override what was being told to me, what was being lied to me. And I decided to just, have a break from these people, or have a break specifically from her. And my community did something in which that she was already, already talking to my family. And then on Facebook and things of that nature, basically she already had my environment locked. So she would call to them and be like, act like a victim. And they'd be like, oh, well, where's Danielle? And why can't you, hang out with her and things of that nature? And I'm just like, oh, well, I'm not unlike this person, I'm not like the person who's going to go ahead and spread your business out there unless you bring it to me. I am more of again, I've mentioned before, I don't like bad juju. So it's just like you have to start something in order for me to actually, reply in kind. So I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like, it's just like, was it ladies do not start fights, but they can finish them. It's just like, if you bring something to my way, I don't always have to address it. I don't always have to address every dog that barks. But if you are trying to bring some type of problem to me and you are consistent about it, then I will have to address it in the manner of, well, I first will initially tell you that I don't like something the first time. First time I'll tell you. But then when you're trying to, when I automatically, I'm going to just automatically assume you are wanting to try to provoke me in some kind of way. I'm naturally just in tune. I've seen people do this maliciousness shit all the fucking time. So I know where it's coming from. And I'm just like, yeah, no, no, fuck out of here. But it's just like if I see you committed in order to disrupt my peace, then we really have a problem. Then there's different types of ways how I need to act accordingly in order to handle you. And normally it's just to put you in your place. But with this kind of situation, this person went serious. This person decided to go after my relatives in order to try to get to me, and also went through the government and used the government resources in order to try to subdue me. So whenever anybody is trying to victim blame me, it's just like you were the same people that needed hundreds of thousands of people in order to make a claim against whatever kind of injustices you were going through. And yet you're trying to tell me like it's something as if I'm like superwoman or something. Pardon me, I have something in my hair. I have something in my I have hair in my mouth. Why? Wait, is a cat over here? Is a cat over here? Pardon me, my allergy sometimes gives me like these things. It's just where I have like something in my eye. Girl. Okay, there it. Oh my god. I sound like a cat. And there. Oh, I hate that. My eyes are so huge that whenever something falls in my eye, it is really like it is like trying to find something lost at sea. It really is. Aha! Fucking aha. I don't know if anybody can see that right there, but it's like something. It's faint. But nonetheless, it was definitely something that was hanging on my freaking eye. I've shown these a few times when there's just literally something always just like always there to disturb you. Okay, so yeah, something was on my eye. Anyway, pardon me about that. Um, yeah, so people will try to do their little soft spoken kind of spiel where they're like, the therapist or the mom or the pastor. They kind of give, that pastor voice. I have, I have a few pastors and ministers and things like that in my immediate family. So like I know the voice. And I grew up in a very Christian household. So like I know the voice. It's probably why my mom probably didn't want to be in the house so much. It's probably one of the contributing factors. Anyway, anyway, this right here was just like a woman who decided to try to play the victim and was just like, oh, I don't know why she wanted to, to like not be friends. And the whole entire time she just has a really stink ass attitude and she didn't respect exactly what it was that I was saying. People like today have this assumption where it's just like, oh, like I'm always going to be there. Uh, no, I'm not. And even if they see me go ahead and give firm boundaries to other people, somehow they feel because of their ego, that they have the strongest boundaries. I'm sorry, they feel like they have the strongest ego where they are superior, where obviously I could be talking to anybody, but not for them. It's disgusting. It's so off-putting. Like that in itself and alone is just like, yeah, no, because that right there is a serious red flag where you would definitely try to test me in ways that I don't want to be tested, and in ways that our friendship or whatever shouldn't be tested. And that's just a waste of time for me. That's just a waste of time for me. I don't need that. That's not excitement. That's not an experience that I want to, invest in. I just rather not deal with you. So unfortunately, this person right here who's always full of drama and wants to talk about me in the negative way, I'm over here resorting to speaking up for myself because she has involved so many people in reference to wanting to harm me. So all right. So yeah, right now we are at the home part. Well, no, we already at the home part where I was in a relationship with this person first. But they're lying and saying that they was in a relationship with the person first. I'm like, okay, so what, were you a pedophile? Because the person was like, what the person immediately went to like from the person was in a relationship prior to me with somebody else in a more devoted sense, like not even a devoted sense, in a devoted sense, because I had a Facebook message talking to the girl. But he's like, yo, like talking to the girl after we had got, like after we connected, after we were in a relationship. So I'm just like, explain this to me, explain this to me. So you obviously be lying about that. So I was in a relationship with this person first, because this person was in a relationship, and then they went off to military, with this to boot camp to be like in the National Guard, and then after that they were still in a relationship with homegirl, and then boom, they broke up in the midst of him like moving into my place, but before prior right immediately prior to that into my place, and then we were befriending each other, and then boom boom we got into a relationship. So I'm in a part where right now, we had, she was over here lying to him in regards about me. I am really more of a homebody. People have literally called me the grandma. But I am the homebody. I'm the one who rarely went out to the clubs. This was always like her or my god sister or my other sister were like my go-tos when it comes to like hanging out in the club. Um Hanging out with her, she saw that I was, being more or less with, giving her attention, being around her and things of that nature. So obviously she did what she did, which was because she did it before with the guy who I lost my virginity to. She decided to come between that. She wanted to always just, so disgusting attitude and just behavior. So she lied behind my back with him, and he did some nasty ass things in which putting my face on the porn site and then selling it, and then also selling some pictures and things of that nature. um, and my family got into it where they all knew this was going on because she was already having her links to that situation. And from there it just kind of broke out to a moment where people within the city of Trenton knew, and then all of a sudden it went into places where um what is that? Oh my goodness, he's on the truth. Um, pardon me, like I said, I have allergies and right now I'm in the cat room. So I told you I don't I wasn't lying. Like, I have really bad allergies. I love my cats. I love my cats. I love my cats. I love my cats. I really do. Okay. I must have been a cat hair that was my eye then. Because that really, yeah. Sorry, I think I might have to sleep. I think I was sleeping. Okay, I apologize for that natural human thing. Oh my god. My eyes get watery. I have really bad allergies, and supposedly the only thing that I can do, even shots are not efficient. I have to keep going for those. And I hate needles, so that was just like no. And then the other thing was to do the what is it? Uh the dissolvable allergy medication, because again I also don't like pills, so that's it's my problem. um so I have to either like chew it, or I will have to have like the chewable tablets, and those are expensive for one, and two it's just like ugh, I was hoping I've built a better immune system, but I'm just giving you guys this forewarning because just in case if I happen to sneeze or break away, because my eyes get really bad, and like again, like my eyes are huge. So if something flies in it right now, I'm trying to avoid that shit. I do have to excuse myself, especially since I feel like I have to sneeze. See, yo, okay, okay. So this is what they've been doing in regards to my life, and they've been fucking it up. And this is when I was in my 20s. If anybody is in their 20s right now, can you imagine? I'm pretty sure you already find like being in your 30s or turning 30 is just like a grave point where you're just like, oh, I'm ancient. But I'm 38 years old. So this bitch has been doing this shit consistently. It's bad enough that she did the mini like the the mean girl shit when I was like, but in a passive, like in a more passive way, where it's just like, I'm just joking. But I, tit for tat, like I'm like, oh, don't do that, because I would say something back. But it's weird on how you took it to these lengths and thought you were trying to teach me a lesson. Like, what fucking lesson? When every single time you were always smiling in my face and like, there's no problems, or I don't have anything to say. Now all of a sudden, you guys are running like a horrible campaign behind my back, and you guys have been duplicitous and conniving and corrupt this whole entire time. So again, my family consisted of pastors. Family consisted of, God damn it, family consisted of pastors. My family consisted of pastors, of police officers, probation officers. Again, my family on both sides wanted to always present themselves with a good image. And so naturally and understandably, I definitely respect that, which is why I uphold certain kind of, like I uphold certain kind of morals and values in regards to myself. So I mean, there have been some things that are just, I've already admitted to, where it was like, things I had said about myself. But it was just like anything that you have to try to throw in my face, I've already talked about. And you guys cannot like use that against me, because I'm just like, anything else you're trying to say is obviously a lie and obviously cap. So that sucks for you, especially when I have the fucking proof and evidence. So when I have people that were in high places when it comes to like police, pardon me, probation officers, mayor, aides, and working for the state and things of that nature. Either their family, their cousins, or their affiliates with these people, or they're in certain places. So that's just how it goes. Um, Once it started getting too out there, they were in fear of getting possibly in trouble. So they relied on the other people in order to protect them. And still also, since they felt safe, they still wanted to continue watching me, stalking me, lying on me, talking about me, especially since it was starting to, bring them money. Okay, because then they had to, then basically it was multiple families. It was my family from both my mother's and father's side. Then it was also um David's family, and then it was also Danielle's and their criminal situations that they hide behind their Christian faith. And it's just like, yo, like this is ridiculous. I mean, so they're all fucking criminals at this point. So So yeah, and so it attracted a whole bunch of people, and I should also include that in this mix, it's not just pick me's and capitalists and abusers, but also, like I said, the church, the small big business owners, corporations, organizers, misogynists, hedonistic women, helicopter parents, tiger moms, and bulldozers. Also, competitive women. It doesn't even have to be like more of an pick me thing, but just competitive men and women. But when they that's how they start out, and then they sometimes become fucking life coaches, fucking ambition people, or or they just won't do the work because they are, probably a mom right now, or some type of, probably like some type of parent, mom, married and stuff like that. So they're just like, no, I don't want to do a job anymore. I don't want to be a life coach, but I still want to go ahead and dictate, criticize, and be a racist or just a hypercritical bitch. Excuse me, a hypercritical and a hypocritical bitch. where it's basically like you are criticizing way too much extensively and ostensibly, and then you're also being a hypocrite because you are holding me to a standard that you yourself fail by. Like, this is ridiculous. And also, you're holding me to a standard behind my fucking back where you are helping to cultivate man-made challenges in order for me to do just for your fucking entertainment. No. Mm-mm. I don't appreciate that at all. So yeah, this is that. This is that. And the things that they were doing in order for me to be entertaining to them while the police, FBI, council, government, and whatever kind of department was giving them the thumbs up, I was having reactive abuse moments. So yeah. And every single year, somebody turns the age of 18 or 17, and that makes them one of them. That gives them the invite to be recruited to be one of these people. So now this woman and this person, David, are like together along with other people, and they have their little tryst or whatnot like that in order to go ahead and humiliate me, mock me. This is a human zoo experiment. And the human zoo experiment, I don't care how you've made this legal, supposedly, but this is ultimately a human zoo experimentation. You guys have been human trafficking me. You guys have been, this is also sex trafficking because with my naked body, you have been selling this stuff online. You have been also slandering and lying about me, mocking me, like, obsessively, and doing the most in order to try to make me submit to your wills, your desires, your fleeting desires and wills, as if I need to be on your fucking bandwagon when literally you are reacting to every little fucking minute thing that I do. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this. So right now, where are we at with so this is the gist of it. And I think this is really just like the meat and potatoes of this because I want to go into the allegations at this point. We're talking about the tactics, but from here, it's just like, okay, hold on. Let's really just go ahead and talk about it. So for further tactics used was like, oh wow, we have so many people right now. We've influenced so many people to jump on the bandwagon with our lies and with our protection. We feel protected right now. This is amazing. So while this broad and this dude, I have the black with the orange because this guy is a wigger. Okay, it's a white guy with black interior, like a Tootsie Roll. And I don't like Tootsie Pops. But I mean, some people do and some people don't. But it's just like, this is basically a Tootsie Pop wigger. Okay. He feels like he's black on the inside. He's white on the outside. He feels like he's black on the inside because his environment has always been black. And because of that, he's been using this to the nines in order to feel like he's one of the black people, and yet he's comfortable saying the word nigger. Not around me when we was in a relationship, but it seems like he seems very comfortable to be racist, extremely racist and self-serving. Because this right here is all like, this is a modern slavery version of the abuse that I've been subjected to. So black people especially have been like kissing his fucking feet, and women are thinking it's the wave, and people are jumping on wanting to sleep with him. And I'm just like, this is just very troubling. Like, just because he has so many children, it's just like, but people don't really fucking care, and he has like diseases. I think that there are um drugs right now for what they have. But speaking of which, that's one of the allegations that I need to talk about that they said about me. But it's just like, that's still not desirable enough. Like, this person is mentally fucking disturbed. And there's just so many women who have grown up to be fucking toxic and disgusting and willing to put out for nothing. And I'm just like, well, I guess for money. And according to a few of you rap songs that I've also downloaded in regards to your passive aggressiveness. So yeah, the thing about this was he didn't stop at just with the porn. From there, he was in with the porn and the contracts with government and with the contracts between the secret contracts between other individuals, there was a universal kind of like, agreement between them two and between them two, plus, that little baby of theirs, and the one that they had behind my back. And then they had other ones. So hold on, excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. So he didn't leave her for like he didn't leave me for her for several years, and to the point where I got into, I guess, like I said, Princeton. Yeah, I did mention that. So I got Princeton, and then I was just like, no, I don't want to be with you because it's like the minor situation. And so he retaliated even harder. He went harder in regards to trying to abuse me behind the fucking scenes. So now at that point, he has, contracts and negotiations and offers and deals right now with companies, government departments and government aids, um, and the like in entertainment industries in order to monetize and manipulate the abuse that I'm going through, which is a human zoo experiment that I did not appreciate, obviously, and that I did not authorize. So, so here we are. This right here is them two plus their child, and I'm putting plus because I don't know and I don't really fucking care about how many kids that they have at this point. The fact that they did anything, whether it was kids or without kids, is already done. Done. So that's that. The situation. Oh, and my little sister tagging along, the one on the other side. That's ridiculous. So since she wants to be everybody's little mini me. Um. So that in itself is fucking disgusting. The next thing is, so we go out with the porn thing, and then other businesses that are watching it are getting inspired. So then it goes on to the dark web, obviously, to protect their asses. And eventually it goes on to secluded sites that I don't know anything about until like many fucking years later. It goes to like, something like OnlyFans. And of course, again, that's like at least over a decade later. But supposedly on whatever website you guys are watching me, it goes to whatever site, whatever www dot, website, app bullshit that you guys are watching me and stalking me and able to, be like the modern day Nazis. And some of you guys are happy to be Nazis, which is insane. And I know that you guys have your viewpoints on certain kind of other matters that are going on within the world, but I mean, like, you guys are really being like gun ho with being seriously abusive in reference to me. You are being everything much like the oppressors that my ancestor and a lot of our ancestors, or at least our generation had, not our generation, but like our generation's elders, experienced or went through. So yeah, from porn to dark web and OnlyFans. That's not it. That's not. I mean, like that's not the only thing. That's like that's not. When I said that's not it, I'm like that. They're not finished. That's not the only thing. They went through this. They did music. His father has a music business, and he has a music business, and she's like an artist, and she became like a music artist and things of that nature. Not only that, but with his hacking, with his and his father's hacking skills, because at first they used to be able, when he was a teen, his adopted father, who's black, had paired together and did like video editing when they were little, for like little basic stuff. I didn't know this until after I did my YouTube, and he had came back from being locked up, and he was just like, oh, like he wants to have a channel. And I was like, okay, cool. I am that supportive person where it's just like, if I'm doing something and you like it and you want to join, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, here, let me actually help you. Let me show you the ropes. Let me invite you to to any kind of like networking opportunities, things of that nature. I am that kind of person. Let me put you on. Let me show you on, like, my social platforms, things of that nature. Uh, um, but anyway, he tells me about the video editing and the hacking. This is what I mean. This is their interest He was in the military. His father was in the military. His father was good with computer stuff, in addition to being a fire investigator. And his father had also went over to Asia, specifically to India, in order to do like computer kind of like computer technology kind of jobs, kind of careers before coming back to New York. I'm sorry, no, not New York, to New Jersey, and settling down, and then going ahead to adopt his sons, and then from there going ahead to get into a relationship and then marry and have babies with this white woman who is a lawyer. And again, I'm not hating my own breed. I mean, not say my own breed. I'm not hating my own races. It's just that I'm just calling things out as I'm calling it out. I'm not being really soft mittens with a lot of things, obviously, because you're my abusers and you guys want me to address you guys in a certain type of way, but I'm calling it out for what it is. And I have a response to that where you guys are trying to use one of that as a distraction. Well, if and I have a recent screenshot where you guys are trying to play victim. Well, if you're gonna call us a nigger or something like that, then I'm not gonna listen. I'm like, well, I didn't call you a nigger. I called the nigger who is acting like a nigger a nigger. So if you are behaving like a nigger, then bitch, you are calling yourself out as a nigger. Okay. If the shoe fucking fits, bitch, then go ahead and wear it. So let's close this out. So from there, this is where their interest lies with this. And there was a porn. They did the porn thing, and then they did music. They had music businesses. One is in California, and the other one they opened it up in California. Mind you, I think this was in like 2017, 2018. So how did this come about? Was this that around 2000 around 2010 I started my YouTube channel, and it had picked up, and I was starting to network with certain people. I was even getting invites to like like movie premieres, like legit movie premieres, not like anything that's just like anything that's like small, but like legit movie premieres. And I thought it was cool because I was invited with other people who were invited. I was invited with other people who were invited, who were just like I gotta stop this. I was invited with I had my own personal invites, and then I had other invites where I was had invites from people who were actually, like obviously much, much bigger than me, because I was still at like 20,000 something like subscribers. And then befriending and networking and just, cultivating natural, authentic, genuine, organic relationships with people got me in the door with just, having other things. And in the midst of that bad boy, I'm over here, sharing my platform or like my space with people, and all that entire during that entire time, I was being filmed and stalked and having people like watch me and stuff like that, which is insanely sick. But here's the fucking setup. While this was going on, there were people who were watching me because this person, I guess she was just having enough. Like she had it up to here. So hold on, let's just say 2010, I had my little YouTube. And she was really just like, she did not like that. She did not like the fact that I had a YouTube. She was just trying to down me out. She was just like, oh, it's not a good idea. She was just really trying to like psych me out of pursuing it. And in the midst of it, I was still continued because I wanted to do my own thing. And in the midst of it, I was getting other challenges. So I had this. This is me with my, my YouTube thing. And but behind my back, she's making calls. She's doing whatever it is. She will contact family. She will contact friends. She will contact whomever, like ET. I'm just gonna put ETC. It was just like whoever, in order to try to like still slander me, in order to still like in order to still lie about me, in order to gather a lot of people, in order to make me look bad, in order to also do competition. And I'm just like, why are we doing this? So it took about maybe 2012, I would say, maybe 2012, 2013, maybe around that time, but definitely around 2010. I was just noticing since 2000, maybe nine and 2010, I was just starting getting a lot more hate. it was just like I couldn't have anything and be happy about it. People were really making it a problem for me. Man, I remember having like always getting a notification like, oh, if I first made a video out and something like that, I will always get one dislike, one thumbs down. I never knew who it was. And sometimes I would get like a negative comment. This bitch. This bitch the entire fucking time. And then it grew because this person decided to go ahead and make like a fucking slanderous campaign against me. Yo, it's insane. Then when you really think about it, when you grew up with somebody that you knew since the third fucking grade who has always had a knife at your back, just waiting for the moment to really take you out, it it fucks you up, but no, but not more so than knowing that your relatives and your fucking whole town really just had it out for you. They never wanted to protect you. They never wanted to protect me. They never wanted to just have sincerely or genuinely have my fucking back. This is worse than Nipsey Hussle. This is worse than this is worse than any kind of movie that I'm thinking about right now. I'm just like, this is really fucked up. This is really truly fucked up because nobody really had my back but me. And the only person who I really turned to or had as a resource, it's gone. It's dead. So, um, okay, okay, all right, we're good, we're good, we're good. So, in 2010, 2012, 2013, I don't know. It's just a really fucked up situation. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. So this right here, this bullshit has been going on. These motherfuckers had a business. His father has a music business, and his children also are doing music too. But that gave him the opportunity to go ahead and network behind my back. So like I said, when I did 2010 YouTube and things of that nature, I was still like on and off with him with this guy. And the one who had the ring, obviously, the one who asked me, the one who had the ring. Oh my god, don't you do it? Don't you do it? The one who had the ring. Oh my gosh, and who decided to and who the one who I told, I was like, yo, I don't trust you, obviously, for obvious reasons. I was just like, so why don't you get the ring? Like, why don't we go back to the jewelry store and you get a ring? Because I want to just see exactly like how you want to do. And he fucking failed. Like, I knew he would. So that's why I was just like, yo, eventually we definitely had like, an official like breakup. But it was just like, oh, pardon me. It was just fucked up. It's just an overall fucked up situation. But consistently right here, I'm just living my life, going through these challenges that I thought were just something to put in my autobiography one day as I achieve my pursuits and things of that nature. Whole entire time this was just a lot of people that were going behind my back to fuck with me. And in addition to that, these people were going ahead to exploit me. And that's another thing that makes this contributive to modern slavery and human traffic, because they were making money and profit off of me, and they were also doing the most in order to harm me. And so it's not just, you're trying to make fun of me and you were hoping I committed suicide, which I told you, like, I'm not. You just like, you wanted to kill me. You had different types of things in order, like in place with the intent or hope that I would die. And when that didn't work, you started slowly poisoning me, hoping that it would take my body and I'm not, take my life. You started poisoning me. I didn't. Oh my God. There's a moment where you had, oh, look at this. Do you see this interruption now? That's crazy. There was a moment where this person was turned 30 years old and I hit a milestone. Even when they had hit a milestone, like I did the most for you guys, the absolute most. From conquering my fear of riding an airplane to just go see you on a plane, like just to go see you to wish you a happy birthday and support you for your milestone for your birthday, or for this when I waited in the car for you in my fucking car because you couldn't get the bus back and forth because you were so irresponsible with being a driver that they took away your license. And so what had happened was just that I did not, I didn't want to go ahead and have you drive the car so that way they can tow it. No, we're not gonna do that again. And so I had to get up at certain type of hours, pick you up at late hours because you worked the late night shift, and or the sometimes the late night shift or the shift before the late night, knowing that I had work the next day. And I'm paying the fucking bills, all the bills. I remember there was like a few times when I was there was like a few times, and it's only because like he had a ride to get to like my place. Like he had worked out an arrangement to get a ride to my place, but there were some times where people, obviously didn't want to come into work. So I would wait in my car. And at that time I didn't know that you can have your car on for a long time. So it was times where I just, I wanted to save my gas, or I didn't know you could have your car on for a long time. So I waited in the cold. I waited in the fucking cold for people to get off. And I'm just like, for him to get off. Like, I, I did right by y'all. I did right by all y'all bitches. So for you guys to have done this to me, it's just like, it's more than just business for y'all, but this shit is personal. There was no lesson to learn, bitch. All these allegations, which is why I said, like, all right, it's 52 minutes right now. Like I said, I'm gonna take a break and then I'm gonna come back on here and I want to go onto my social media and also onto like my some of my text messages and stuff like that, where you really showed y'all asses. Like y'all really fucking did. There's no excuse for all the bullshit that you've been doing and staying behind my back. Like to this day, supposedly you guys were saying that I was the one that gave you HIV or AIDS. First off, I don't have that, and that's one of the evidence provided in the discovery. And the discovery is also like a file that you would present in court because the allegation that my sister, who he was fucking, and I don't know if they're still fucking, I don't give a fuck at this point, but the person who they've been fucking is just like, oh, I have HIV. No, bitch, don't put that on my name. That's you, bitch. Y'all been projecting and talking about yourselves for the motherfucking longest. Every single fucking time. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry, hold on. You guys have been projecting and stuff like that for the motherfucking longest. Like the mother is this big? No, I'm gonna put this in here. Projecting like the motherfucking longest. Projecting like the motherfucking longest. So we're not gonna do this. Okay. Like I hate you guys so much that to put it where it's just like I don't even want to see you guys at your funeral. That like I'm so done with you guys and you're so dead to me. Like after this, I really like, especially after I get justice, I don't even want to see you guys at your own funeral. Like I'm so fucking done with you. Um 2010, 2012, 2013, yeah, and consistently was when I had, my YouTube channel and I was doing really good. But with you hacking me and you wanting to slow me down because you felt threatened at the fact that, oh, I don't want her to be, away from me. I will always want to keep her, tethered to me. I want to possess her. I want to control her. And this bitch right here was just like, I just don't want her to have any kind of happiness. Give me attention. Give me attention, give me the accolades, give me the spotlight, and all the other kind of bullshit. So they were working in tandem along with my family and the things of that nature in order to shadow me, in order to really just like restrain me. There have been some false starts going on in my life, especially after they like super linked up in like 2016 or no 2000, I think around like 2000, around from like 2016 and up. That's when they really started showing That's when, like, the government entertainment industry really started showing their ass with going ahead to double down and being corrupt, duplicitous, and criminalistic. Like, a lot of people in the shadows were really starting to come out because they were seeing average citizens, and they were seeing humanity um being compromised, and they were okay, and they were starting to feel safe and okay with humanity being performative, having justice and stuff be fucking performative and advantageous to certain people, but not everybody. Mm, okay. All right. So around this time, with somebody hacking me, and they forming that plan to just like, okay, we need to do something, because in around for a brief moment from like 2013, within that year of 2013, I had dated somebody, and he had crossed me and had dated somebody. Excuse me, he had crossed me and had dated somebody that we had a double date with, and I was like, yeah, no, like we're so fucking done. From there, I had dated somebody afterwards, and that was a brief moment. And that was actually one of like the pinnacle moments that I was, doing more heavy, like YouTube Bees or Honey kind of situations, and Just Bees Honey situations. And from there, I just started seeing like some very suspect kind of energy. That's when I started noticing some things that were just like extremely, extremely off. That was also one of the time that I was also sexually assaulted. But 2010, 2012, 2013. And then in 2014 to 2016 is when I just really needed to have a break, because there were some things that were happening in my life that were, the turning point for my abusers, my family, to really just like come at me in a certain kind of way. Like, you can tell by the way how I have on my social media, how I'm initially all bubbly and just, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. And then all of a sudden, just like there was just moments where people were really just starting to come harder against me, and just also trying to be like more competitive. I'm just like unprovoked. And it's not even just like, a healthy competition. Like, people were just like really like coming for the gut jugular. And it's within like my own fucking camp. And I'm just like, yo, like, why are you competing with me? Your stuff is nice. I like your things. You have nice things. Why are you trying to downplay what I have? Like, you don't have to look down on anything that I'm making or anything I'm producing or anything I'm wearing in order for you to try to shine. Like, that's not the wave. But I mean, don't do it for too long, or else I'm talk about you. And that's what I did. And that's what people are trying to find a fault in. I'm just like, no, that is justifiable, because I'm just like, okay, this basically obviously is supposed to be within like the brand or the industry, and also this is naturally what people do when they are trying to like size you up. And when that happens, that's when you can get eaten. But it's just like, I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, I'm a friendly giant, but I'm still a giant. You feel me? I mean, don't think that you can try to be like David and Goliath kind of situations. But like, I am that kind of person that will strike you down when need be, because I don't tolerate and I don't appreciate. It's unjust. It's unjustified. It's illogical on where you're coming from. From the standpoint, it's just like, this has no basis. This has no sense. This has no reasoning. So why are you acting like this? Obviously, more than likely, 100% of the time, is because of some type of insecurity, inferiority within yourself, your self worth. So then you come for me. I'm a child. Like, even as a child, I realized these things, which is always why I spoke up and fought for the silenced, the unheard, or the bullied. And it's crazy on how this time it was just like I didn't get that same kind of respect. So during this period, people were definitely coming for me hard from all areas. And I'm guessing this was the moment where people who were my abusers on the other page needed to really show themselves. They were making money, and it seemed like my reaction in order to being abused was really thrilling. They needed more drama because this was only giving them but so much, and this was giving them but so much. So they wanted to go ahead and fulfill more man made challenges in my life by doing this crazy ass shit. Like, they were over here busy with them, but they were also doing a lot of stuff. During this time, drugs were super increasing right now. And during this time, I was like, it was bad. I didn't have to worry about this stuff, but it was bad. I remember taking a picture I remember going out to the billiards because I like the pool hall, the pool table. And I remember the sign being like no cocaine in the bathrooms. I was like, oh shit, like that's gross. It's bad enough that you have to be in the bathroom, period. I mean, like obviously you have to go to the bathroom, but it's just like th- pourquoi? Pour fucking quoi? Like you guys were tripped about the fact that when you flush the toilet seat, things come out and sprinkle all over the place, but you're willing to go ahead and go chop, 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 and just what? Pourquoi? It doesn't make any sense. It's gross. And then on top of that, you had there was a mayor that got caught, the mayor's brother that got caught being doped up, and then there's another people that got in trouble too for having for being caught with drugs, including her brother who was selling drugs around a fucking school. So it's just like, how are you, little Miss Missy, trying to point the finger at me, lying, no doubt, making lies behind my fucking back about drugs, and yet your brother and brothers are in trouble and actually literally have records for said cocaine that you have been found to be doped up on yourself, okay? And yet you wanted to go ahead and try to cover your ass by saying that oh, cocaine is bad, and you're just like, oh, but sweating the molly and stuff like that. I was just like, sweetheart, wanna wipe your nose first? I was just like, yeah, is and don't forget her mama, like her mama was definitely into some some nefarious criminal shit. Her mom's was in some like nefarious criminal shit too. So I'm just like, bruh, which is why they go so hard. We're trying to blanket it with Christian faith, which is why I showed you before on the white pages and on the government website, like, hey, look, this is what's going on here. Um, this, that, here, da 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 da. So how this person was able to talk themselves out of it and dupe you people, I don't know. But that's just wow. Okay. Wow. Meanwhile, I'm over here just kind of looking again. I have a fear of needles. So I remember one time with I was on Accutane and I had to get like, once a month, I had to go and get like my blood drawn so that way they can just make sure that everything is okay and cool. And I was just like, and I didn't have to, I was like, that's fine. I also didn't have to worry about, what is it? Like, was it contraception or something like that? I was just like, that is also fine because for a while I didn't have sex, and then and then I got on like birth control pill when I was on. I mean, not birth control pill, but birth control when I was with in a relationship with my ex, not this ex, which is insane because I'm not insane, but it's just like he's over here lying, saying that we had relations. And I'm like, nigga, we haven't had relations in years. Okay, my cells are fucking clean from you. I don't have to worry about that shit. So like it's been over 7 years, my nigga. Fuck you. So this is a moment where we're in this situation right here where this person is trying to like make me look bad, but it's just like, sweetheart, if you want to talk about the past, talk about your past and your affiliations with your own fucking family, okay? Fuck out of my business, you know? You're lying about me in order to try to cover up your own kind of like your own little nastiness. Nasty, nasty. Always projecting like a motherfucker. So yeah, 2014, 2016 hit with just heavy things. Um, whew. And during that time, I was still doing was it YouTube? But I was still doing YouTube on and off. At this point in time, somewhere in here, I was living in New York City. Pardon me. Um, like 2016, 2017. I think it was like more like so like around this time. But around 2015, 2016, I think it was 2016 into 2017. I have to look at my the calendar because I like to get it, completely accurate. But anyway, during this time, I was living in New York City. to which somebody decided to try to take advantage of my inheritance years a little bit later. So, but that's another conversation for another day. The sell my property. This is some insane shit. So during this time, so it must have been all right. So 2017, 2018. So it must have been like the ending. So 2016, I had a public spat um, with one of the I had a public spat. It was 2006. I have to look at the time. I really do have to look at the timeline because like I like to have everything like verbatim and serious. But during this period, I was in New York City, and subsequent to this, I was in a public spat with another YouTuber, and I was noticing, and prior to that spat, like immediately prior to that spat, I was noticing that I had people like really just like coming for me, and also I was noticing some of the things I had already planned out because I was a planner girl, heavy and hard, and I had Excel spreadsheets out the woo-ha. So I had like plans of like my video layouts and things of that nature. And there was a YouTuber that was really shading me and making like all these digs and whatnot like that for almost, I would say like about like half a year. And little did I know, in the midst of that, I was also getting some passive aggressive comments, some trolling comments. And I'm figuring that it's basically this person who's already has an ear with the community and everything like that has inspired somebody to go ahead and try to imitate my content in order to go ahead and try to do me over like once and for all. So I reached out to because once I reached out to said YouTuber, all of a sudden it was just like very passive aggressiveness, even more like the passive aggressiveness had increased. And then I was just like, okay, fine, then like I'll like whatever, I'll just ignore it. And I kept doing, my content and things of that nature. And then person did it again, and I was just like, can we stop? Because like I'm not about that. Like I don't. I thought this was back in the day. YouTube was more peaceful, rounded thing where a bunch of weirdos or a bunch of people who were just very curious, just wanted to come up on here, have a community, and just make videos or just talk to people, to just talk to strangers, and it was fun. It felt like a safe space to just be yourself. Unfortunately, it grew into something way more serious, way more catty, way more judgmental, and all that kind of stuff. It got ugly and cliquish. So when that happened, I just I really had like more of I had more of like my boundaries up, but I also was in regards to that, but I also was befriending other people. I had to be very keen because all of a sudden it started becoming like high school. Like people were starting to make videos about one another saying like, "Oh, hey, look, this is the person doing this," um, and making it really kind of a messed up situation where it was just like it just it just felt extremely high school. Like this seemed unnecessary. Like the only time when I needed to talk about anybody was literally like my whole fucking platform is about me being abused. This is something really extremely serious because you guys are seeing me naked and all the other kind of shit. And you're just like, you feel entitled for me to be productive or to do shit. Like, oh, why won't she move? Why won't this human move? Why won't this person who is not owned by you to move? And then you want to use distractions and say some shit like, oh, this must be oh, she must be lazy on a Sunday. On a Sunday. Like, am I not entitled to rest? Am I like this is a rhetorical question because who the fuck cares what you feel and what you think? But this right here is a human zoo, like where you feel like it's okay for people to do this. Like you feel like it's okay. You just calling yourself out for the racist and ugly ass bitch that you are, or the colorist bitch that you are. The nigger in yourself that you are. And yet you want me to feel sympathetic for you because I called you a nigger, which you are accurately are. Get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, you really I'm telling you, guys do it to your fucking self. It's so weird seeing something about something that says like the last human Jew, and it's just like, no, sweetie, it's not. It's not really. I have been put on here for the world to see, and only certain people see it. When every single day there's somebody who's turning of age who might not get to know like the entire story because I have people, my abusers in the background, trying to say something else than what it actually is. So yeah, with this afterwards, I'm over here still. This is when I get like the movie invites and like special premiere kind of situations. Oh, and opportunities. Whole entire time, these two were working together, hacking my account, splitting the proceeds, making money off of me, giving my information, my materials, my ideas to another person. Well, I mean, I know who this person is, but I'm gonna have it as a mystery person. To YouTubers, and but one in particular, and this is like a special premiere, and also going ahead to take and respond and take, respond and take my opportunities. Now, in addition to this, what goes down right here is just that all the while I'm being busied with extra burdens. Naturally, because these people are going over here, or these extra burdens that not just them, but also remember, the government and such, relatives. With these extra burdens, I'm too busy to really do, YouTube. I'm working full time. YouTube takes hours to edit and things of that nature. And I'm just, I'm really exhausted because it does require a lot of work. And as I'm being exhausted, I also have people, as I'm being, just as I'm being exhausted, I got people really behind my back with that whole ambitious kind of fucking attitude where they're over here really trying to victim blame me. Whole entire time I really didn't know like what the fuck the entirety of what was going on. So there's that, motivation, trying to make it seem like it's motivation, that go, go, go kind of attitude. There's people that's, people talking from the motivational kind of kind of field. There's people called from the church that is making, was it the about like, laziness, or, the idle hand and shit. Idle hand is the devil. And what do you think being a fucking pervert and stalker is, and a messy ass like pulpit kind of speaking bitch? Like, what do you think that is? And then you have your folks that are talking, just just being pick me's, long-standing haters and new haters, incels, rejects, or just competitive, jealous people, racists. All those people that I was talking about over there, you have those people on the other side saying like, oh, like, oh, she needs to get it together, and she's like, or you guys are being very competitive. Well, I can't sleep not one day. I sleep when I'm dead. Sleep, yeah, I sleep when I'm dead. I need to be grateful. Yeah, this right here, this be grateful. All these fucking burdens that are on my fucking back, from financial responsibilities to dealing with horrible ass people who want to actually try to make beef with me, like in like superficial beef with me. And you guys want to be also monkeys on my back by bringing shit my way. Fuck out of here. Like that really takes a toll. Again, I don't have my mother and my grandmother especially, but I don't have the maternal evidence, or well, not the maternal evidence, the maternal resource where you can just breathe and get a hug and just have some, some like some me time and things of that nature. No, I got you bitches watching me, stalking me 24/7, being a fucking minus. Black bitches. You black bitches. I really have to say that from my core because from I was a child, you guys have literally used it to your advantage in order to be fucking apes, bitch. Be fucking monkeys and gorillas and whatever it is that, white people have been looking to profit off of us and to try to subject us and to try to harm us. And I'm over here with my little flag and my little posters and stuff like that, speaking up for black people and things of that nature and being all kumbaya. Like I see, I'm born in a salad bowl family and I have like different kind of, ethnicities and things of that nature. So naturally, I'm just thinking like, hating each other is stupid. But like, so put down your ignorance and let's just, just meld together. What was going on behind the scenes was just that y'all two believed in melding together by having one slave. And not genuinely having one slave. It was just like you guys wanted to go ahead and fulfill your hatred onto a totem, onto a target, and that target was me. But then because I was also being resilient and resistant and I just didn't take any shit, you guys were in the background, especially the racists. You guys were in the background going ahead to attack people within your own fucking family, within your own fucking community and neighborhood, killing, lynching, harming, unfucking provoked, making racist ass choices and decisions in order to harm my fellow man. Why would you ever think that I'd be in a moment where I'd be like compassionate to this bullshit? That was literally a purpose that I made for myself to just be upright, like genuinely uprighteous. Like okay, I literally oh my god, I'm not a perfect person, but I know that the way how I move is definitely way more better than you bitches. And you were looking for me to be like, irate and severely like, crazy and shit like that. But it's just like, there's really no need to because I don't want to tether myself to you at all. Oh my goodness. Sorry, there's like a really like there's a flying thing. Like I knew it. But like I don't want to tether myself to you guys at fucking all. I don't want anything to do with you bitches. I really don't want anything to do with you bitches. And while you're over here trying to make it seem like, I'm out of my mind when I'm really calling you bitches out for exactly for what you've done. As as I'm looking at this, I'm just like, this is a really defenseless. If I was on the outside looking in, this is a really defenseless individual. This is a person who did not deserve this shit. And this person is me, and it's a person who really can like understand and flow with different kind of people, and it's just like you to this day treat this as a fucking joke and are doing pitiful things in order to try to intimidate me or trying to silence me and trying to make fun of me. But all it's doing is just showing about like how racist and how much of a buffoon coon that you are. And now you're over here victimizing yourself saying that, oh, your feelings are hurt. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. You made all these fucking allegations and lies about me, but where is my fucking justice? Where's my authentic 3D manifested materialized justice that I see and witness before me, that I feel safe and valid, and that I know that it's fucking here right now? I don't regret having my boundaries. I don't regret having my stance. Like this is you should actually be grateful. Okay? People have done far worse for far less. There's so many projections too. You want to call me bitter, you want to call me names. It's just a lot of projections. You're mad and you're bitter because I restricted my access to you. You are mad, you are bitter, and you're trying to make little kind of psychological things from being a couch therapist, trying to psychoanalyze me, and you are the one with the problem. This insane problem. You are deeply troubled, extremely troubled. There's nothing valuable about any of you, which is why I don't see there's no reason trying to like save you or you trying to utilize me in order to be a fucking I don't know, a fucking either like a martyr or a leader or something like that. Like that's not me. I don't want to do that. I live I live in a righteous I live in a righteous way. I live in an according way for me and for whomever I have in my fucking community. But like the things that you guys are being so corrupt about and trying to like aspire to is just like I really don't want anything to do with that because I've seen exactly how you bitches are. I just don't want anything to do with that. I really don't. You guys have exhausted a lot of the like you've exhausted all of the love out of me when it comes to the bullshit that you've done against me. I'm only worried about my genuine well-being and just my health moving forward considering all the stuff that you've done to me as far as like harming me, and now you're even using that as a distraction. Like, oh well, she must be dying. I mean, I guess that would be a good thing for you, right, considering that you've been trying to plot against me the entire time. But it's like, no, I just have other things to do. You always want me to be productive. That in itself is like an act of slavery where I'm doing something to entertain you. I don't always have to do that. I'm doing if I want to just be lazy or if I want to lazy to you, but if I want to just do nothing or if I want to just relax, which is what it really is, or if I want to reflect, have time to myself, then I should do that. I don't need to check in with you bitches. You're not entitled to that. You don't have the fucking luxury for that. So yeah, it's just y'all just really are just a whole fucking joke. Like there's nothing on this world that would make me feel like, hmm, like. All right, so in 2016, 2017, it was like New York City, more invites, the special premiere opportunities, the hacking, the hacking my things and whatnot like that, the extra burdens. So during this, while I'm literally fulfilled with this, you two are doing y'all little nasty ass bullshit in the background. So you're using drugs, you're using entertainment, you're using music, and you're using, you're using my identity. So you're stealing. By this time, you've already like stolen my identity enough. You've also stolen it in other ways too. But you're taking my identity. You're taking my ideas. Not to mention around this time is when, the white people were already, getting interested. White people were already getting interested, and I call this the pink ghetto. The pink ghetto is just a term used for like, I guess like the beauty business in which people are really just kind of like, more kind of like gung ho, and it's like the concrete jungle of the beauty industry. It's more of a pink ghetto kind of thing. I had made an invention in 2010, or like basically I had made a DIY in 2010, and I was gonna I was gonna turn it into an invention. People were saying it was genius. People were saying it was awesome. Things of that nature, and things that I like, and things that I like. It was a makeup brush dryer, like a makeup brush holder slash dryer. So you hold it and you store it, and you can also dry your makeup brushes. People were saying like, "Oh, this is awesome," and da 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 da, and they're saying, "Oh, this is genius," da, 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 and I really appreciated it. And so I had made it. I had made the video private because somebody had wanted me to sell it, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'll consider it." So I made it private for a while, and during this time, also, that's when a lot of the shit was going on too, where they were having the little tryst, and I was also getting the increase. I was also getting like the increase of BS. But eventually, what happened was just that somebody had literally, during around this time, this was the time when the government and the entertainment industry and the like was really into having a contract and business with these people. And by having a contract and business with these people, it was just like things started slowly trickling. Things started slowly trickling in from there. It was, they were doing like, it was drug business. It was sex trafficking. It was, networking with corporations and companies. So like, YouTube and networking. It was, allying with white people in the sense of racist, colorist, abusive, manipulative, corrupt ways. And here we are. Here we are where this has definitely repeated itself and has only grew and gotten bigger. Okay. Because people were seeing basically it as a threat, where me branching out there was going to make people feel threatened because at a point in time when they would no longer have control. Anytime when I kind of grew, even now, it's just like control, possession, their idea of control and possession. They felt threatened because their access to me would have been gone. Access that they were not allowed to have in the first place was threatened. So the entertainment industry and things of that nature, they all collaborated and supported my abusers, my OG abusers, in order to fulfill my interests, things that I wrote down about, having my 5-year plans, things I wanted to pursue, my ideas, my inventions, things of that nature. They would go ahead and go around talking to, especially this person would go around talking to um, apartment. If I wanted to move, I was considering about renting out Thompson, and for a moment I had while I was living in New York City, but I wanted to rent it out more. And but this person right here would go behind my back as per usual, and call my job, apartment, buildings, hack my things about my finances, take my money, destroy my property, so that I pay fees. And remember, Trenton, New Jersey is already being compromised, so they would have hire people to either poison me, invade my house and poison my food. Because at that point in time, I knew people were coming in by sometimes, but I didn't know that people were over here doing nasty things to my food. Like I really didn't consider that until like later. So I had got alarms, and my alarms I thought were going to be good enough, but they weren't. So invade my home and do nasty things to my food. Invade my home, nasty things to my food, and harm my cats. They're just horrible people. Just really fucking horrible people. And I'm just like, this is really hard. It's horrific. It's horrible. It's an ugly, state of the world. Knowing that people, that have my color or darker, or even just white people in general. Like tomorrow, I have to go to work, and there's people who literally will try to have a conversation with me. And like, oh, hi, Sleaze. And I'm like, I really don't want to fucking talk to you because I know how fucking two-faced you are. Like, if you really got to keep it a buck. I really don't like having to talk to people. And it's almost like one of those, it's like being a teen invited to a holiday dinner where, the gross uncle or aunt is trying to have a conversation with you. Or like the one that you don't want to talk to is probably trying to have a conversation with you or expects to talk to you because it's the holidays and because, it's family or some shit like that. Like, get the fuck up out of here. This person has done everything in their power and is trying to do even more so to disrupt my life and my livelihood. And it's just, awful on how many African Americans, Black people in general, were okay with doing this and still okay with doing this. And it's awful of them to try to play victim and try to pull apart the information that I'm bringing to you to victimize themselves or to victimize themselves on any sense. I believed that I was naive, where I believed that people were like me in the sense of, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. So I thought that maybe that there was going to be an easy way of life because people were going to be, you treat people how you want to be treated, and I thought that maybe that people would really tell me exactly who they are as a person, and I would treat them more so in kind. I'm like, okay, but how they were treating me was fake and disingenuous. People were always smiling in my face and then lying behind my back. People did not want the best for me, even though they said that that they would, that they did. Um, People were cruel. People were corrupt, and for no just cause. And so they made up reasons to harm me. So, yeah, yeah. Uh, just oh my god. See, I just yeah. Let me just oh yeah, I want to stop. Okay. All right. So I want to stop. It's at 1:32 right now, and yeah, this is. I think this is good enough, and then I'll continue for anything in the future. I think the next stuff that I want to talk about. I think I briefly, go ahead and went over about the church and how disgusting that part was around 2016 and 17. Around 2017 and 18, I believe it was around that time when people were they were already were having the identity or the veil of having that church image, that they were outstanding like a church goer and things of that nature. And from there they had formed a cult and a church within itself. So pardon me. But all this behind my back because they knew how I am or how I can get. Like, yo, again, I am a friendly giant, but like I will not let you cross me, especially since I was raised by two strong women. It was just like, yes, God fearing, yes, absolutely. But bitch, like I was also raised around a bunch of boys. So and I had the whole tomboy experience, but I was also I was prissy when needed, but definitely don't get it twisted. If anybody knows about doing push-ups on your knuckles, it's just like best believe that there is a powerful punch, and somebody was trying to call me, I guess, like a sucker punch. It was just like, no, bitch, don't get it twisted. Like, if I tell you I have a problem with you, I'm gonna have a problem with you. I'm gonna tell you straight to your face. I'm gonna be very direct. But do know I'm not the kind of person that's gonna start anything. It's just like if you are endangering my money, my finances, my life, we're gonna have a problem. And not everything needs to have, a moment where I put my hands on you because I've only been in less than a few, like, fights, and less than a handful of fights. But it's just like, this is why people went behind my back. It's just like, do not fucking cross my boundaries. And they did, and then some. And now it's a whole bunch of people. And mind you, look at this. It's like this little candle, and you see like all these rocks. It's like you needed all this to try to snuff me out, to try to take me out. And even then some. You might even try to, like, use this as the fucking government to try to do the deed. And it almost would have worked. It almost would have worked. You guys were really trying to do the fucking most in order to try to take me out. Dimmed a little bit, but you still see that I fucking shine. And you still see I'm fucking speaking up and talking. And the best that you guys can do right now is just try to slander and be like, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. She's lying. She's crazy. And try to throw further lies on me. You don't deserve to have any grace or mercy. Okay, I can always pull somebody out from Google, from the research, where somebody has done something as bad as you collectively and has been treated accordingly in the justice system. You will definitely meet your day in court and in hell for the awful fucked up shit that you've done. There was no fucking reason, no matter how many fucking like excuses that you try to use or distractions that you use, there was no fucking reason for you guys to have done this to me. Absolutely none. Okay. The way how I've been carrying myself, like, wow. So actually no, one more fucking thing. So yeah, you would call my job, the finances, take my money, things of that nature behind my back. And there was also a moment where during this time when I came back, I can't remember when, but I know that it was it was in 2018, because around like November, December is when I had a job finally at like at Princeton, in Princeton. So there. So it was around that time, but you guys were set already. By this time, you guys were already, you guys were making your money. I'm gonna use a different. By this time, you guys were set. You were already making your money. You guys were, you had your status at this point in time. You had your connections within the entertainment industry. Kissing your ass. You even had moves within the government. And also during 2016, 2017, or was it around that time? Basically within the 2 year span, or within less between the 2 year span. I think it was actually no, yeah, 2000, between 2016, 2017, during that span, you guys have made it your business in order to try to finally take me out. So when I had addressed that YouTuber about like about like copying me and making the passive comments, that's when a lot of the black people from YouTube, so like was it YouTube Black, was really trying to like come down on me. Then, not only then, but it was a lot of the people from my community were like, I could see a whole lot of people from like miscellaneous accounts, because whenever I wanted to click on them, they had like one follower. So it just seemed really suspicious. Like, okay, some people were really being some fucking haters and making like, these trolling accounts just to continue trolling me for years, from like 2017 all the way up until present day. People are being very passive aggressive. Black people being very passive aggressive and ugly, detesting, distasteful, disgusting. And all the while, there are white people and racists and my abusers along with them eating popcorn, eating butter popcorn, enjoying this shit because it's basically free money. For them, it's working smarter, not harder, because all the efforts were made off of my fucking back. And you guys ate that shit up and you loved it. So status, and again, it did nothing more but just inspire other people to want to try to do this for a come up, harm other people, want to be racist to other people, and just again, just horrible. So 2018 right here, but right before then, because everybody started having a business basically off of my oppression. People, onlookers who were gang stalking me, they started making their businesses. You had a lot more small businesses, a lot more therapists and stuff like that. You had couch therapists, you had other therapists and psychologists really doing the fucking most. You ugly ass, horrible, wicked people doing the most, gaslighting me and tainting my character in the background just so you can fill up your own fucking pockets and make a fucking book and serve your little own fulfilling ways. So in 2018, during this time, you guys wanted to make me look even further disgusting or ridiculous by, like I said, the financial abuse. So, like I was saying, with destroying my property and things of that nature. I was working. I was like a serial temp. So, like, I was working in New York, and then I had worked in New Jersey for a while, and then I was just like, you know what? No, I just want to take a breather. I just want to take a break, and yeah, during that moment, right before that moment, I had cut David off. Like we had went our separate ways. And he just this is the moment where I knew that something was definitely just like really just turning like topsy turvy in regards to my life. Because as soon as David, like, was in his feelings, basically, after being, I mean, okay. Sorry. How would you how would you feel like being cheated on? Like how do you validate that? How do you validate putting up with a whole bunch of shit and being lied to consistently? Eventually that you gotta stand up for yourself. You have to. Like this shit is just ridiculous. I Anyway, so so me just, me basically just having enough. I was just like, no. In 2018, I did say 2018 or early 2019, I was like, I don't want a minus, basically. And 2017 was the last time that I saw him before 2022. I saw him for like for literally a brief moment where he had, talked to me on outside because he wanted to come in my car. He wanted to come into my house. And he wanted to like talk to me there. And I was like, no, whatever you have to say to me, nigga, you can literally say right there. But I haven't seen him face to face between these two times, 2017 and 2022. That's a lot of fucking time. Granted, I saw him on like on was that like I spoke to him and I saw him on like video chat, things of that nature. But and actually like seeing him, no, I haven't seen him in person since then. Like regardless of the lies that he's been saying, I haven't seen him since then. And I had another relationship with somebody else, so make it make fucking sense. I'm not the cheater, bitch. It was you. Like it's always man. Anyway, with this moment, um, with our goodbyes, with our goodbyes, I'm still living here. So I, if not really me saying, goodbye, because, he was staying with me for a while and he had to leave. So with him leaving, it's just like he went on to whomever. And I'm guessing it was a multitude of women, including my OG abuser, including old girl. So the person who was supposed to be my fucking friend. So with that going on, they decided to mail their business and make it a stronghold. From there, but before then, they already had like their small business and stuff like that. Especially his father. They had already started having like the big house. Eventually, after 2018, was a moment for everybody to feel like they were safe. So without him being in my life, people were able to, either quit their job or retire and things of that nature and go into more independent entrepreneurship into business themselves because they were, being able to be spaced away from me. With Danielle, it was a moment for her to do, more reckless and outlandish and disrespectful shit to me after I also had cut her off. Because then from there, she could go ahead and fully pursue whatever other kind of stolen identity, slander, and all that other kind of bullshit behind my fucking back with the safety and protection of government affiliations, organizations, and things of that nature. And the Black community, the horrible, wicked, ugly side of the Black community within the Black culture and within the Black group to do some really awful, ugly ass shit with racists who are non Black, colorists who are non Black, people who decided to harm me and abuse me for fun, thinking that performing this shit was justified. These these kind of the mentality of these people, they should have been the ones really at Guantanamo Bay. You feel me? Like the way how we were really looking down at the military people, the way how they were going around harming the terrorists, to the extent of the way how they were going to the terrorists in Guantanamo Bay. Apparently, it seems like the basic average citizens and the influencers and things of that nature seem to they would have had a really nice group chat. They probably would have had a really darling time for brunch or tea or something like that. Oh my god, because they don't have these people have no fucking regrets or no fucking feelings in regards to the abuse that they've done to me. So in 2018, but so between this time, which wasn't long really, was more further abuse, his retaliation. People decided to go, like they already had the money. So they were just like really going gung ho with just like, bruh, with just a bunch of just, lies. It's like overdoing the lies and just lies and slander and manipulation. Just like, bro, like quit the bullshit. Actually, if you're omitting truths and omitting key content, then you're just lying. You're just lying and manipulating people and projecting like a motherfucker. One of the things that I guess got me into a moment where people were really, really fucking I guess being judgmental about with me was that all right, so during this time, while they were also doing this, they were destroying my property. Also, it was more financial abuse. All of a sudden there's like more expenses coming out of the woodworks. More expenses in regards to just like, oh, somehow I've always parked my car on the side of the house, like we all did, because it's a really narrow street. And so all of a sudden there was like random things where people would give me parking tickets, and then I had to go to court for parking tickets, and then and then I would get pardoned for that. But then there would be moments where they would do it again, and this time they would tow my car, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? And then they would do other things where they would go in my house and mess up like my heater system, and I have to get a new heater, and the heater was probably like not even that old yet for it to be replaced. They would do things in order to mess with my cat, so then I had to do some veterinary bills, or they would do something with my house, and they would, oh my god, it was, or do something like in regards to like my food and make me sick, and then I'm going to the hospital, and then I'm paying hospital bills. it's it was an increase in financial abuse, and they were also and they had also charged, like raised up, like what is it, like my taxes and things of that nature. And it was just like, well, what the fuck is going on? I'm over here just thinking that these are just hard times, these are just challenges that I've been going through, so just push through it and make it happen. But I was working temp, I was like a serial temp, temporary worker, like a contract worker. And eventually what happened was just that I took like a few months off so that way I can try to pursue like an independent business, or just like learn about independent business, because I wanted to go ahead and pursue like trying to do like school. I wanted to go for school, and I wanted to just exactly eventually go for entrepreneurship, but mainly school. So I took some time off because I didn't want to take on another contract, because all of a sudden the contracts were less, like much less. I'm like, I can't even make a living off of that. Like I have a house and stuff like that. Like I need to live. And they were just trying to play with me in my face. So yeah, so I was like, no, that's okay. So I took the time to myself and I just started, learning other skills in order to like learning administrative skills. And I started reflecting and I started just kind of wanting to, set up myself so I can have other pursuits, responsible shit, da da da, which is what I consistently have done throughout my life. But it was a moment where with this setup in New Jersey, people weren't offering opportunities for me to get a job or anything of that nature. So then it was just like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on? So for the first time, I had applied for like government assistance. In which, as you know, if there's people who are literally are like if trend is already being taken over, then they have been doing just a lot of duplicitous stuff in order to try to make me destitute and try to make me homeless. But I was like, no, I'm going to submit. I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to do a government assistance. Like I've done unemployment. And I find at first I used to feel a certain type of way about unemployment, but then I was just like, hold up, that is also my money. And as adults, it's crazy now that we don't get the same kind of time, the days off that we had when we were young, like in school. So we don't get summers off. We don't get like major holidays off. We have to take off our PTO and things of that nature. So, but with being a temp, it allowed me to take off like 6 months sometimes. So I enjoy that. I think right now it's probably less than that, but I enjoyed the whole 6 months off kind of situation. So anyway, it was applied for government assistance. This is how we got this with the government assistance, and that was running out. And up until that point where it was running out, like I was looking for jobs, I was looking for work, and I couldn't find anything. They were making it a point to make me feel hopeless, to make me destitute, to make me not feel like anything was worth having or finding out about my life, for my well-being. So that was going on. And eventually, yes, I was running out of money, even the money that I had in my savings. So yeah, I was running low on my money. And then especially with all the financial abuse. So running out of money. I spoke to this with an ex, not David. I spoke to this with an ex. I spoke to this with an ex, and he seemed to be really sympathetic, and and his natural self was just like charming and things of that nature. It was just like, oh, like I always wanted to take care of you, and blah blah blah. Like you don't have to worry about this, and uh, the spiel. And so we got together, but I just didn't feel right because I just didn't feel right. But we got together, and immediately I was just like, no, I just can't do this. So he took, he was just like, "Oh, I'll take care of you," the whole spiel. And so with me still being, voyeured, unbeknownst to me, and also unbeknownst that he knew about it, they filmed it. They filmed it, and whenever we had like, whenever he wanted to try to give me, like a favor or anything like that, he would give me money. And I also have it. Hopefully, my old account is still active because like I don't see anything wrong with. For me personally, this is my own personal opinion, but for me personally, I don't see anything wrong with somebody who you're dating or anything of that nature giving you money, especially if especially if you are dating in a relationship. If you are not dating, if you are not in a relationship or had a relationship with this person, and this person like a sincere relationship with this person, and you are having money, and this person is giving you gifts or giving you gifts, flying you out, and money, all that other kind of stuff, then that's and you having sex or something like for that nature in exchange for that, then that's a business possibly or an interest that can happen, and that's not I'm not gonna put that out there for what you do, how you do, how you do is how you do. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm like, you're not hopefully you're not hurting anybody else. So yeah, um, so people were trying to make it seem like I was a prostitute, pretty much. I'm having a relationship with my ex, and I'm just like, this is not good. Like, I'm not. Yes, I want to be a housewife, but I'm the kind of housewife that would want to be the kind of like, or I want to be the housewife, or I want to be the girlfriend that's taken care of. But this just seems on this kind of level, this doesn't seem right. Because one, for it's just first of all, it's disingenuous, the connection where I'm not really interested in you. So, and then that would be again, that would be bad juju for me. So for him, nonetheless, he just wanted me. I know it's sad, but it's like he just wanted me. So I was just like, and I knew it. So I was like, okay, look, like fine, we're here. Like, especially since you're in a spiel in a situation where you wanted to go ahead and take care of me, because like I'm always the kind of person, I've never put myself in a situation where it was like that. I've always upheld my own. This person, he has his own business and things of that nature. And I was just like, just know for the record, like I'm over here being like, in la la land, but this is somebody who I've had like, a relationship with, like, prior to David. And I had mentioned that in a couple other videos back, but this is the person who I literally had a relationship with. David wasn't my first white person that I was with. Is actually this guy. Actually, no, he was the second one. But this guy. So yeah, I had a white guy before that I dated, I had a relationship with, like, dated, and this guy that I had like a relationship with. So and then I dated David. So yeah. Actually no. Excuse me. He's my first white boy, yes. Sorry. Because I'm thinking of somebody else that I was talking to, and I was just like, no, no, but I was, no, no, no. So no, this is the first white guy that I had, like, anything and everything with, like, a relationship, sex, like, yeah, this was him. And then after that, I had like a relationship with another white guy, and then I had a relationship with David. So again, like I kept my breasts were small, but it was just like, I mean, well, I wouldn't say smaller than a lot of women, apparently, especially with this trend going on for a while. But it's just like, yeah. So anyway, um, I got treated, and he kept seeing me, and he gave me money, and yeah. But it's weird because I think the setup is, one time, the way how people are saying it across the grapevine is just that we had sex and he gave me money, and I'm just like, okay, but did you mention the part where we were in a relationship? Like, we were in a relationship at this, like, what the fuck? Like, so that, did anybody say, and I'm pretty sure they didn't, who this person was to me? I'm pretty sure they didn't. So yeah. Um it isn't, but like I said, it didn't feel right because of my own morals and values. And I was just like, this is just not the wave. Don't get it twisted. Like, I am a very independent woman. Some people would say too independent, but it's just like, this is not something that I chose for myself. I feel like I need to be, I'm more of a, what is it? I think it's called an asexual or demisexual or something like that, where I need to really have a connection with you before I can even want to have sex. So I want to have to trust you. I want to actually find something in value within you. It's not about what you have as far as money and things of that nature, but it's more so about who you are as an individual and how you're treating me too. So this person was willing to, say like, "Hey, look, why don't you go ahead and rest your shoulders, because I know what you've been through. I know what you're going through. Rest your shoulders, rest it easy, and things of that nature, and I'll take care of you." And I was just like, okay, this is it's something that I'm really just like, I'm just like, okay, like, I'm just at this point, I'm just having so much going on, and all the entire time, these people, including him, were at the we're at the brink of it. Doing this, they were setting me up to just be, I don't know who they expected me to be, but they just really wanted me to be, I guess, like eating from the crumbs of their hands and things of that nature. Because sure enough, I was just like, I didn't let that stop me. Literally, like, we really had just like, a brief moment, and then bam, I was just like, I was already hired. It was in 2018 when this had happened. It was like in late 2018. I was just like, bet no, I need to go back out there and, like, really, like, fuck. Because what was going to happen was just like, I was just going to, be subject myself to this kind of, relationship, and then have and then go to school full time, and then try to either sell the house or rent it out and move. But I was just like, no, I just don't feel comfortable. So I decided to just like, fuck this. Hey, look, we cool, but like, no, thank you. And I'm going to go to work. And sure enough, I got a job that seemed good at the moment, and then unfortunately, the same thing had happened where old girl was over here, um, tainting me, lying about me, making all kinds of accusations and things of that nature. I don't want to go into the dealio, but basically, I was over here. I mean, I don't know which kind of sexual acts that they see me do, because there have been times when I've, been with my boyfriends or my relationships. It was just like, so whatever they saw me do, it was just like whatever they saw me do. But I have no problem with being transparent about like, okay, yeah, I'm a grown ass woman and I have sex. So I don't shrink to when somebody actually values me. That actually sounds really fucking stupid. So it's just like, oh yeah, so you are with a guy and the guy likes you, a guy's messaging you, a guy's thinking about you, a guy wants to take care of you, and the guy has sex with you, a guy pays you, a guy wants to buy you things, a guy wants, oh yeah. Like, yeah, bitch. I'm sorry. Is that like, I actually, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not, and I shouldn't have to be sorry about that. But what is your spiel? Like, how do you make that? How do you turn that into prostitution? It's not prostitution, bitch. That was really just a moment of me having a moment of just kind of sliding backwards, basically, because it was somebody who I just knew overall I really didn't trust in the relationship department, and also because like he was a guy who I dated when I was younger, much younger. Like I said, he was like the first white guy that I had dated, but he was the one who had duped me, and I was just like, okay, you can blame that on your youth, but I can't blame it on my I can't blame that on my age now. Okay, like I'm in my 30s now. Like I would have no fucking excuse. So I was just like, no, we're not doing this. So it's like we're bailing out of this. Okay, so basically, I was just like, no, thank you. Appreciate thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. Um, gotta gotta really just go to my core, my values, because I'm just like, this isn't me. So yeah, I'm telling you, like once I'm off you, I'm off you. So it's just like treat me accordingly, treat me well, or else like like you best we can do at best we can do it, depending on how badly you cross me. Best we can do is casual friends or associates. Best we can do. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave this off on right here, right now at 6:36, Sunday, December 3rd, and I'm going to depart because I need to eat something, and I'm going to check up on my homework just to see about some things, and also check up on a report too. And then after that, I'm going to come right on here quickly just so I can do the picture in picture thing, in which you all can see for yourselves about the some of the evidence in regards to like my behavior, and in reference to, and so when people are trying to like assassinate my character, oh, she's a horrible person, like I've already shown you the part about old girl with her little cocaine fiending drug dealing family and shit like that. So at what point did you become stupid, or like at what point did this person play you when it came to trying to distract yourself and try to think about like try to think negatively about me? No, I'm just kind of wondering about that. Because here it is. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So this is, imagine this. If the equation is the past, right? This is the thing. This is a past equation. Okay. So this plus this. So this plus this equals a negative experience. But this minus this, because I cut her the fuck off, equals a positive experience, then why would you believe that I still need to be behaving? Hold on. Then basically this right here is the negative. You feel me? This right here is the negative. If this plus this equals a negative experience, but this minus this equals a positive experience, then this right here is the negative. You feel me? I am the positive. This is the negative. So if I add anybody else to this equation, then like say this is you or someone else, we'll just put someone else X times this person, and it equals a superficial positive experience, but underlying negative one, then bitch, again, it's old girl right here. Okay? Don't try to taint my fucking character because you are the fucking minus, bitch. And you did nothing but go ahead and influence somebody and condition other people when they were young to become a fucking minus also. You might think that whomever, whether this person is black, whether this person is white, whether this person is pink, whatever, is a bad person, but it's really because this person was a product of their environment. And the product of their environment is a negative ass bitch. Okay? It's really a negative ass bitch who fronts like a motherfucker. Who fronts like a motherfucker. So yeah, whenever you're trying to over here trying to blah 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 about me, it's just like, shut the fuck up. Because I'm over here more concerned and I'm consistently talking about sticking to the meat and potatoes about your abuse towards me. And other matters, I'm talking about either like beauty or something else. You are the only, you are really, truly, hold on, because that's what you are. That's what you are. You are the secret silent thing right there, bitch. You are the negative. In fact, hold on, let me just, here you go. You're the negative. You are the negative. 'Cause I don't even need to put like, that right there because then that's going to equal to positive, but you're not. Like, yo, maybe if you were a negative times with a negative person, you probably might become more of a positive person because you might want to go ahead and try to see within yourself your own fucking flaws. So you might want to try to make that person better. If you find somebody who's worse than you, bring like light bulb for anybody who's watching and things of that nature. Um, it might cancel your own self out. But it's just like, I'm good off you, bitch. Like, I'm really fucking good off y'all. So you are the negative experience, okay? I am the positive experience. So whenever you try to talk about me, you are talking based off on you. This is why you project. This is why you lie. This is why you try to do the things that you try to do in order to be competitive. This is why you try to steal my identity. And this is why you are a lackluster, low worth bitch, but who's basically, you are shit wrapped in gold foil. And there are people within the entertainment industry, government, corporations, companies, groups, institutions, affiliations, organizations, club members. That's also, affiliations and club, society, where you have attracted a bunch of the people that I was speaking of earlier that are the racists. Ooh, delicious. Focus on the truth. Look at that are just probably some screenshots of this. Basically, you just gone ahead and just contracted a bunch of people who are as awful as you, and these people have done nothing but become evil, wicked, vile. These are the people you've made lies about triangulated a relationship. You have inserted yourself in my family. You have done consistently. Oh shit! All right, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Excuse me. Greed, power, control, money, clout, attention, opportunities, and sex. And you have done nothing but consistently attracted a lot of these people to become like you. All right. And on that note, I'm going to go and I will see you guys later tonight.